Good morning. I got to do stuff a little bit differently today because I messed up my teleprompter. So I'm going to have to read off my computer. But anyways, the Ho Chunk Nation Court issued a ruling, CV 2212, and they filed it October 17, 2022. And that said that President Whitey can preside over the legislature's Finance Commission. Here's the introduction verbatim. The court must determine whether to grant the relief requested by the plaintiffs. The court afforded the defendants the opportunity to respond to the complaint. The defendants, however, failed to file a timely answer, leading the court to grant a default judgment in favor of the plaintiff. In a nutshell, the legislature created a finance commission so that President Whitey could not preside over the meetings. The Ho Chunk Nation Constitution never mentions commission. So using the Murphy Doctrine, i.e. if it's not written or if it's not expressly prohibited, it can be done. The legislature created the Finance Commission. In a Machiavellian, or some would say sidestepping, decision, the court simply said to the defendants, you missed the filing deadline. Our hands are tied, you lose. Now, one of two things happened here, and I'm not exactly sure what happened, but follow me down this crooked path and see if I can't make sense of this. One, the legislature is paying their legal team way too much money for them to miss a simple filing deadline. With the money the legislature pays the attorneys, the Ho Chunk Nation doesn't know how much they are paid because the legislature refuses to share their budget with the people that they have sworn to help. We aren't getting our money's worth of legal representation. Two, or was very Machiavellian move by the legislative attorneys. I use the word Machiavellian simply because by missing the filing deadline, it excused the court and it helped out the legislature while granting the appearance of a victory to the president. Let me explain. Number one, the president gets to preside over Finance Commission meetings and direct the agenda. Okay, a nice constitutional win for the office of the president, but according to the court, not a constitutional win, but a technical victory. Number two, it saves the court from having to rule against the legislature on the legality of the LOA, Legislative Organization Act. It's very tough to make a ruling against the very organization that controls the funding to the independent but equal branch of government and controls your funding. Number three, it saves the court from having to rule against the legislature on the legality of the LOA, Legislative Organization Act. So much of the LOA is unconstitutional that the court may have had to tell the legislature that you cannot legislate for another equal branch of government, and they might have had to scrap the entire act. In the end, by ruling against the defendant on the extremely narrow issue of missing the filing date and not on the legality of the LOA, everyone went home a winner, and the can was kicked firmly down the road.